In this video, I'll be going over a couple different strategies that you can use to multiply bigger numbers, like 2-digit by 1-digit numbers. So if I'm just starting out at doing something like this, I might want to use or even just start thinking about what it would look like if I were to multiply, say, 37 by 8 using base 10 blocks. I might use digital base 10 blocks if I don't have any, or I might do some drawings of them. But here you can picture 8 groups, each with 37 in each group. So I have 8 of these groups, and each group has 10, 20, 30, and 7. So if I think about my 8 groups of 37, I might want to think about, well, how many 10s do I have in all? So let's see, I know that each group has 3 10s. And I know that there's 8 groups of these 3 10s. So if I think about it, I have 8 groups of 3, which is 24. And since they're 10s, those are going to be worth 240. So I have 24 10s, which is 240. And then I also have 8 groups of 7 1s. And 8 groups of 7 1s would be 56. And so if I add these two numbers together, I'll get my answer to 37 times 8. And so I'll get 296. Now if I want to start working a little bit more efficiently, I might not want to use base 10 blocks or even drawings of them. I might want to use something like an open area model. So I might draw a rectangle and label the dimensions 8 by 37. And I want to break this 37 up into more manageable pieces. So I might do, for example, 10, 10, 10, and 7. And then I could figure this out by doing 8 times 10. And that's going to be the same in each of these boxes since there's 3 of those. And 8 times 7, which is 56. And you might notice that if I combine these 3 80s, I would get 240. 80 plus 80 plus 80 is 240, which you might recognize from the pieces that I found in my base 10 blocks. And then I can add that 240 to the 56, and again I'll get 296. So actually a even shorter way to show the same area model would be to break the 37 up into just 30 and 7 rather than doing all those 10s and still multiplying by 8. And once again I'd get 240 for 8 times 30. And I'd get 56, and again I'd add those, and that would give me, again, 296. And if I want to still get even more efficient, I might not even have to draw that area model, but I might still think about breaking apart 37 into 30 and 7, and multiplying each of those parts by 8, and I'd still get the same products for each of those parts. I just don't need any models to draw to figure it out. So I'd like you to try out this problem using one of those methods, 59 times 6, and press pause while you work and press play when you're ready to see how I did it. So I'll show you 2 different ways that I might solve this one. So one way is I might make that area model, and maybe I'd break down my 59 into 50 and 9. I'm going to multiply each by 6, and so 6 times 50 is 300, and 6 times 9 is 54, and I add those together and I get 354. Another way you might have done it is that last method I showed you, just breaking apart 59 to 50 and 9 and multiplying them each by 6 without needing that area model. And so I'd get 300 again, and I'd get 54 again, since my multiplication problems are just the same, just without the boxes, and again 354.